Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ebony Bowler, where we talk business, faith, and finances. Today we're talking business. Why entrepreneurship is the third pillar of wealth. No, I didn't say it. I wish I had thought of that wonderful topic, but it's an article that I found, but we're going to discuss it. I am going to put the article down below, the link in the description box for you to read for yourself. But one of the things that I could just think of off the top of my head, having been an entrepreneur for years and having an entrepreneurial spirit since I was 16, is there's very, very little cost to starting a business. There's also low overhead, and there's also more resources available if you need help and funding. Now, I know that can be debatable. There are businesses that take a lot of resources and are very expensive to start. However, I'm talking about your gift and your knack, what you're gifted at, something that you could start right away. So I want to read a little bit from the article before I go into more detail about myself and how I can help you if you want to be that entrepreneur. So in the article, the author talks about if we consider investments, real estate, business ownership, those are all three pillars of building wealth. Two of these pillars have uh, either a pretty high barrier, such as entry, or a long timeline to success, or both. Investing in mutual funds has a fairly low barrier to entry, but a long timeline. You don't build wealth overnight by investing in your Roth IRA. This is what the author says. Real estate has a higher barrier of entry. It's difficult to build enough capital to buy your first investment property. However, starting a business can be done in a weekend, and you can start to generate income almost immediately. So I'm going to stop right there. Again, I'm going to put the article down below for you to read, but I definitely agree with what this author is saying, and that's why I'm always admonishing people to start businesses. So let's go a little bit more background and who I am and how my businesses are going and how I can help you if you want to get started too. So I've been an entrepreneur since I was 16 years old. I started out, as I said in one of my previous videos, if you go back and look, actually working for one of my mom's friends, or self-employment, as you could say, working for him by selling coupon books. They were the entertainment books that people purchased back then that had a coupon in there for a movie theater, for a restaurant, for you get your nails done, and things like that. I made $5 off of every coupon book that I sold, for 15, and he kept the $10. So that's kind of how we did it. Fast forwarded to when I was old enough to really be in business for myself, meaning I was out of my parents' house and I could do pretty much what I wanted to do. The first thing my husband and I started was a lawn care business. It was a good business. However, we just didn't have enough help at the time. We didn't have enough equipment. We were very young. So we moved on from there. I also started a gift basket business. It went really, really well. I bought a lot of things wholesale, put them in the baskets, and sold it retail. I did baby gift baskets. I did baskets for like sports memorabilia, like when people win the Super Bowl and things like that. And that was a really great business. That's something that I do plan on starting again because I love it. It was kind of like a hobby, but it was also a very good investment, and I was really good at it. Fast forwarded, we did several other businesses along the way, and now we own and run two successful businesses. One is the auto detailing and power washing business. You've heard me talk about that in the past. We power wash homes, we clean boats, RVs, cars, trucks, anything on wheels. And then also I have an insurance agency, and that's one of my biggest bread and butter. That's where I sell life insurance, health insurance, and Medicare insurance. I get paid residually. I get paid every single month for work that I did 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. So it is a dynamic business. I can multiply myself by hiring and training other agents and getting paid for the work that they do. And guess what? I don't even have to pay them. The insurance company pays them for me. So that's another lucrative business. I have helped others start businesses. I have such the knack for entrepreneurship that I've put the bug in people's ears. So people who were never even thinking about business or never ever saw themselves owning a business started a business. They're successful now. Some of them found their their purpose in that business. So yeah, I'm good at what I do. I love businesses. I am an entrepreneur queen, and I want to help you as well. Some of the reasons why I started a business and why I love it so much is because of the freedom, the creativity that it brings. Lock me up inside of a cubicle, inside of a building for 8 hours or more a day, and I will shut down so fast like lightning because I like freedom. I like being able to create things. I love that there's no cap on my income. I love that I have no restrictions on my schedule. If I need to go take care of stuff, sure, when you're retired, you have more of a flexible schedule. Sure, when you are out and you're sick, God forbid, yeah, you got your flexibility because you're at home and you're sick. And so you've got maybe paid time off or sick time off. But I'm not talking about those things. I'm not talking about temporarily having freedom. And I'm not talking about once you get to a certain age where you're retired to have freedom. I'm talking about even in your youth. I've been self-employed now since I was in my early 30s and I love it. I've been able to meet every demand of my schedule, whether it's taking care of family, my mom or my mother-in-law, or whether it's helping out a family friend, or whether it's helping some nieces or nephews, or whatever the case may be. I've had the time freedom and also the financial freedom to be able to do that. And I want to admonish you that you can do that too. So let's get into 5 things that I believe you would need to get started right now if you wanted to start a business. The number one thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to discover what you're gifted at. What problem is it that you can solve? What would you be able to get paid for doing and helping someone else with? In my instances, I use this example all the time. One of the problems that I solve is I solve the problem on the insurance side is I help people with death insurance to make sure that their affairs are taken care of when they pass on and to make sure that they leave a legacy for their heirs. I also help individuals with health insurance. The best quality of health you're going to get is the better insurance that you have. So I help individuals with their teeth and with their eyes and with their body overall if they need insurance. I can find them some of the great or best deals out there possible. Sometimes they have zero premiums, sometimes they have a premium. So those are problems that I solve. In my other business, me and my husband, where we do our auto detailing and power washing, we solved huge problems during the pandemic. We were able to help individuals to keep some of that germs out of their cars, out of their RVs, or out of the boats or whatever it is that they were operating. We were able to keep it nice and clean, able to keep the life of the vehicle or the life of the equipment or whatever it is that they had by keeping it clean and by servicing it. So those are some issues that we solve. In your instances, maybe you're an excellent cook. Maybe you can deliver food. Maybe you're an awesome driver. Maybe you're a great teacher and you can help someone sub. All of these things you've probably heard before, but I'm telling you, we're all gifted at something. And I do believe those gifts, when God says they make room for you, they're able to open up doors for you to live this life in an abundant way. So that's why I believe we have those gifts. It's so that we can serve others, but at the same time, it opens up doors for us financially, freedom wise, you name it. Number two, what you need to get started. What do you need to get started? That's the next thing you need to be thinking of. Okay, Ebony, I figured out the idea. I know what problems I can solve and that someone would pay me for. But now, what do I need to get started? Is it going to be equipment that you needed? That's what we needed for our auto detailing and power washing. Or is it just a skill set? That's what I need, is to have the voice, to be able to talk, the knowledge, the skill set to sit down and talk to individuals about insurance, whether that be health insurance or Medicare insurance or life insurance, or whether that be investments, annuities. I do all of that. So what is it that you're going to need to get started? Number three, identify the resources and the support that you currently have. In my instances, the resources was for me to go and sit down and get a license. And so when I worked for multiple companies, they paid for me to get a license. They pay for me to get my life insurance license, my health insurance license, my Medicare license, and long-term care license. I took the stockbroker exam once and became a stockbroker. They paid for me to pass that Series 7 and 6 and 63 for mutual funds. All of those things But I was able to identify those resources because I knew that that was something that I could utilize throughout my lifetime. I'm great at talking, love talking to people, great at solving problems. So it was a win-win for me. What resource do you have? What support do you have? What family member and friends? Some people come from a great tribe of support where people will back you. They will purchase whatever it is you have to sell. They will be willing to volunteer part time and help you in your business until you're bringing in an income to where you can pay them. I'm telling you, in this economy that we're in now, you have got to own a business. You have got to start a business. I do not understand when leadership and people try to sway people from business ownership and to just be in a predicament where you're depending on someone else to stroke your check. I'm not um, judging anyone or putting anyone down, but the greatest way that you're going to build wealth, that third pillar of wealth, is having income that you can create and that you can continue to have it come in day after day, week after week, year after year, no matter the economy, no matter the layoffs. Layoff proof, recession proof is definitely going to be owning a business. Number four, start the business, write the plan, hire help if you can afford to. So, exactly what all is it going to take? Now that you've identified your gift, you know what you need to get started, and you've identified your resources or your support group or your support team or your family or friends or whomever or colleagues. Now you've got to write it all down. Write it down. It doesn't have to be this grand written information, but write down the plan. Hire the help if you can afford to, someone who's professional that knows how to do it, that can help you along the way. If you can't hire anyone, then when you start off like I did in the insurance, it was just myself for years and years and years and years. With our power washing and detailing, my husband and I started out years and years ago. It was just he and I. And then we ended up having to close it down for a while because we just didn't have the support. We just didn't have the confidence. Yeah, I'm telling you, it is a lot of work, but it's worth it. And then as we built our confidence back up and as we started to learn more skills and as we were great with identifying the type of help that we need and the type of people and what we needed, we were able to start our business back up again. And we've been flourishing and going since 2017. So I'm here to tell you it's possible. And the last one I want to tell you, number five, is back to if you don't have the money and you can't hire the help, grassroots it. That's what we did. That's what I was just explaining when I talked about I had to get out there and learn how to use a pressure washer. I had to get out there and learn the different type of waxes and what wax you put on your car, the carnauba and the wax, and learning what claying was when you clay your car. Those were things that I had to learn and understand because we were grassroots rooting, if I could say that right, grassroots our business. And so we had to start from scratch, from nothing. When I started my gift basket business, that's what I did. I started out finding little small trinkets of stuff that I could purchase. And then as I got more and more creative and as I started making more money, I was able to get a wholesale account and actually work with companies that sold me the cellophane to wrap the basket. And then I started finding a gift basket company that sold me the actual wicker baskets to put the items in to make the basket. And then from there, I was able to find candy and nuts and all these different vendor so that I could put things in my gift basket. So I'm telling you and I'm employing you that if you want to build wealth, that third pillar is going to be business ownership, entrepreneurship. Real estate, you got to have a whole lot of money to get started for the most part. Not always, but a lot of times. Mutual funds and investing, you got a long time horizon. So you're probably going to not be able to quit your day job. But with a business, as they said, it can be low overhead and you can get started in a weekend. We are profitable in all our businesses. We are debt free in all of our businesses. And we start at grassroots. Sometimes we hire employees and sometimes we don't. It just depends on what where we're at in our business, what it calls for. But either way, we have something that is recession proof, something that no one can take from us. We have time freedom, financial freedom. And not only that, we're able to help and bless our community, our friends, our family members off of our businesses. We've been able to be such a blessing. And that is because we took the leap, we had faith, and it worked. And you should too. All right, thanks for watching. Mwah. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel as we talk business, faith, and finances.